All right, Truth Be Told Flex Podcast. Shoot Your Shoot Judah, Oxify Shehu, and Ayobin Yahoo. And we got Sister Neriah Cole. Shalom, sis.
Shalom. What's happening, my brothers, my people?
I want to start off by asking, as an artist to an artist, how long have you been in the truth?
Okay, I've been in the truth a year and a half.
Okay.
I come from a singing family.
Okay.
My mother's and her sisters had a famous singing group.
Really?
Yes, a gospel group. Yeah.
Okay. What was the name of that group?
The New Believers.
My next question is, what is your inspiration behind your writing?
Oh man, the inspiration behind my writing, honestly, that is a great question. The inspiration is the Most High giving me all of the words. When I figured out that I do nothing of my own self, so he writes through me. And so whatever message he wants y'all to hear, that's what y'all gonna get. So the inspiration is definitely the Most High restoring others. So it's definitely an honor to do, that I love to do. The gift that the Most High gave me, though, I wouldn't even say it's a writer's gift. It's just melodies. And it's like any beat you put before me, I'm gonna write. The Most High I'm gonna put the melody to it, and the words gonna just come right after that. I'm one of those people who grew up listening to jazz and gospel and classical and some of my groups that I used to listen to, like Earth, Wind and Fire and Al Jarreau and Nancy Wilson. So I would put it like a type jazz.
So you study music. I'm
just about to say that.
Exactly.
I met Philip Billy. Philip Billy, yes. So he's one of my favorite singers, gospel album and everything, yes.
So you say you've been in the truth a little over a year.
Yes, sir.
How were you introduced to the truth?
Well, I was introduced to the truth because I had met a sister who was telling me, about who we are. I had already knew about the Sabbath because of the denomination I came from was Seventh-day Adventist. So growing up, I didn't eat pork, and I did not, I went on the Sabbath and everything. The only difference is, with the doctrine is when somebody is prophesying or saying that the Most High told them to tell you.
Ellen G. White.
Basically, they kind of put her over the Bible.
Yes.
So when somebody started telling me about other Israelites, and I started looking into it, because it was always with Adventists, it's like we're the spiritual Israelites, like we're the Gentiles. And so basically, I always thought that as a kid, but when, of course, you get older and you start to get more,
curious about
the word.
Stuff don't make sense.
It don't make sense. Ellen G. White never made sense. So I just could never do the writings like they would be quoting it, and I'd be like, how do y'all learn this? Because I'm stuck still. I can't. So basically, that's basically what it was. And then when I started looking into it, I started putting it together like, yo, these are us. This is us.
That's a beautiful thing. I came out of the Adventist church my own self. I actually preached in the Adventist church. I was an elder in the Adventist church.
Right.
Got a lot of skins on the wall. A lot of the pastors in the Adventist church will not talk to me.
Yeah, with Jesus, when I went down that rabbit hole itself, it was like, whoa,
what a rabbit hole!
Bam, because Jesus is everything to everybody. And it's like,
I call him the most famous man in the world.
He is the biggest line of the Bible. So when I had, that zeal on me, I was like, Jesus, you saying Jesus, and you're not even much calling the name. And so it was like, a war at first, but then I feel like the Most High has me where I need to be now. You know what I'm saying? And everything is resonating with me. And I'm growing and I'm maturing and I'm learning to breathe among all men.
Before we get out of here, 2 questions. Where can you be found first? You and your music.
My music is on Spotify. The first song I did, Deliver Me, That's one of the songs that I started out with, where I stepped out on faith. That's basically my testimony of many things that the Most High had delivered me from through my life, you know. And you could find that one. Now I'm working on the album and stuff with different some big names in Israel. Working with them, you know, doing some music. So definitely stay tuned and just continue to keep me.
That was so you answered my second question. We should be looking forward to some new projects.
And you'll actually be hearing it live tomorrow. My new music nobody never heard. Bless you. And I really enjoyed this, and I really just thank the Father for you brothers to be able to do this, to continue to shed that light for others to see. So definitely
thank you.
I will be sharing y'all stuff more. I'm gonna go look it up.
And I'm gonna tell you, you need to go back to Sabbath school one day and tear a hole in that.
I went back to Sabbath school. They tried to pick at me.
I need you, y'all speed. Don't listen to him.
No streets talking, light of my path. Yeah, that's that spirit talking. Yeah, flesh of a man. No, he don't come to walking. Running back to these laws like I'm Herschel.
Welcome me to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. I'm your host, Yeshua Judah. We got Ayob Ben Yahoo and Aksafah Yeshelhu, and we got sitting with us the one and only.
The one and only.
Yapah Q.
What's the inspiration and the process for your writing? Hook first, verse. Do you hear the beat and automatically go with it? What's the process for your writing?
Thank you first and foremost for having me here. I appreciate you, brothers. You know, I love y'all, what y'all do. Continue. That process, it be all spirit. If a track does not hit me, I don't touch it. And sometimes different things that I hear in the beat, I don't know, it just sounds like words to me, you know.
Gotcha. And
that's how I develop a little something, or if something on my mind, that's what I'm going with. But most of the time it just be fresh and it be all spirit. If I'm dealing with something, that's what I'm writing about. So nothing is ever forced. And I'll be sitting on tracks, I don't care how long, 3 weeks to months. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell them, I say, hey, I can't write like that.
So the majority of your songs, you would say, come from experience.
Oh yeah.
Has that how it always been?
Yeah.
Even when you was collabing with Karatazar?
Even when we talked about real stuff. Like if you think of most of our lives, I'm the very few that made it. I get them who checks it. That's what I'm talking about. Like you know. Yeah, fighting these demons, enduring spiritual battle. Should have been dead. Like really, at the age of 16, I should have been. Man, I was wrapped up with. I mean, I'm being very, very transparent. Older men. I was almost in a child ring. You know what I'm saying? You know, just to keep it kid friendly. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know that until very later when I was in college. And it was just some stuff came out. I got phone calls and stuff like that. So when I say I should have been dead, I'm talking about
you should be out of here.
You know what I'm saying? The kids are. Before I knew my purpose, I didn't know it was the babies, but I still had the mind like I don't want my babies listening to them. And I don't want anybody else babies listening. And I didn't. I would just say that I never made it my thing, but like I was talking about the little girl, when I had seen that and I said, praise the Most High, I understand my purpose now, you know? So that just like a segue into, this is what my focus is.
I don't know if everybody know, y'all should, but me and Yapah, we have a remix together. So Save the Day was a song that I have on New Moon. And I'll be honest, when I reached out to her to ask her to do it, I was a little timid because I don't rap, y'all. I'll be the first one there. Singing, I'm what they would call that's a crooner for me. I can croon. I can rap. I straight up sing.
Like KC or
Cisco, jazz,
right.
So the funniest thing he ever did. Save the Day remix is streaming on all platforms. I gotta be honest. When I asked her to do the song, when she was like, "Yeah, I'll do it," I was, it's kind of like,
right.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Word?
Right.
Okay.
Real, yeah.
I'm like, I gotta come with some actual bars now.
You got anything you want to throw on this side before we get out of here?
No.
No.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all have me blessed.
Yeah.
We will.
Because I fade out.
I'll make some noise for my brother, Kiing 7.
Everybody ride in the two-seater Benz.
All right, we'd like to welcome you to the Truth Be Told Flex podcast, where I'm your host, Yeshua Judah. We got Ayo Ben Yahoo with us. We got Oxify Yashel, who we are sitting across the table from Kiing 7. How you doing, my man?
Man, like, and I could go on and on about that, but just simply put, man, when you know that the Most High has put something in you and you're just trying to bring it out, and you see the condition of your people,
right?
It's like, yeah, let's fix this.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Matthew 28 said, "Go ye therefore teach." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not no preacher. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit behind no podium. I'm not gonna stand on the corner.
You walk
like
who
that.
you walk.
I will do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's just like, let me do it the way that Most High has given me the talent and the ability to do it. So I'm gonna do it with the best of my ability. You feel what I'm saying?
Give us a little bit of background. I know Canton Jones.
That's part of it.
Give us a little bit of background of some of the history and some of the artists you've been able to work with.
So, man, all right. So, at an early age, I was going to this youth department at a local church in Atlanta, and Canton Jones was the music minister. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I got the name 7. I got to give him credit for this because it's the truth.
Wow.
I gave him a super deep spiritual name. I didn't even understand what I was saying, just the things I heard in church. I was still a hood dude back then. In high school, on my level. And I told it to him, but he had been in the studio all night long, and I had a Michael Vick jersey on.
Okay.
And it was a freestyle competition. And I started progressing. It was popular vote. So he was like, "Yeah, whatever you said your name was, your name is 7. So because it's popular vote, and he's like, boom, everybody's like 7.
Right.
That's where 7 was born.
Yeah, get out of here. Let us know where your music can be found, man.
Man, anywhere you find good music that you appreciate and you listen to on a consistent basis, you can find me there. KIING space VII.
You got to ask you this: how long you been in the truth?
Been in the truth for 2023 according to that calendar. Coming up on 3 years.
Up on 3 years. How were you introduced?
So my big brother Monolog, man, all praise to the Most High for this guy, man. I met him through Canton. Like me and Monolog, like we gelled because we just
kindred spirits.
That's it.
Just watching stuff that Monolog was posting on Facebook, I'm like, I know this guy.
Right.
And it sounds crazy.
Right.
But I know him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, wait, hold on. I got his number at the end of the day.
Right.
So I was like, okay, you got one more time to post something like that. And I'm like, okay, we're going to have to talk, dog.
Right.
So I called him. I was like, hey, you're going to have to make this make sense because you sound crazy as hell, bro. Like, just help me understand what you're saying so I know, like,
right.
And he broke it down. He didn't give no opinion. So literally sitting there in my studio, I just couldn't deny it anymore. And I just had to break.
Wow.
And it was tough, you know what I mean? Because even though that was right the fall after COVID had hit.
Okay.
So, and that was one thing I was grateful for because however you feel about it,
I'm not gonna turn around. I'm not gonna
Just go. Come on.
Come on, man. Let him come in. Let him come in.
Come on.
Regardless of how you feel, COVID made you have to find the Most High for yourself. You could not rely on. Come on, man. No, you good. You're my brother, though. COVID made you have to find the Most High for yourself. You couldn't rely on a pastor. You couldn't rely on anything else outside of. You want to split them in?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Y'all too,
and so when I called my brother, I was like, man, you got to make this make sense to me. And so when he did, he took me scripture for scripture without no opinion. You know what I'm saying? I have to give all praise to the Most High for him being willing and obedient to do that, because it's here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I couldn't run to a church in the middle of COVID and be like, Pastor, what you think about this?
Think about this.
It wasn't even there.
And so I had to evaluate the scriptures for myself.
The part is when I don't know if you remember even how you first came to me. I think you hit me one day.
By the way, this is Monolog. With his Braves hat on and Dallas, Texas. There you go.
West Side Atlanta, that thing ain't no difference. I mean, I'm like on the polo, though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in A-Town right now with the polo bucket hat. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even like their personal partner. Like we used to tour together. Right. When we were doing the gospel, you know what I'm saying? But you hit me up one day and were like, cause you know, y'all know how when you come to the truth, you out there banging on that thing, 100 and zeal on your whoop. And you hit me up one day and you were like, all right, bro, put me on. What's up? And he hit me up like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro. All right, bro. I've been seeing everything you talking about, bro. Put me on. You know what I'm saying? And so, but it's like I praise to the Most High that even for somebody that even had the heart to, because everybody else write you off as the crazy one. Oh, this nigga done lost his mind. He out of here.
What he talking about?
Crazy.
He done changed his name.
His spirit. Well, I was always Monolog, but I added the Magad. You know what I'm saying? But his spirit was on some. All right, bro. I've been seeing you talking, folks. What's up? What I'm missing? Put me on. Come on, man. And then I think we had a couple convos. I mean, it was reception from the jump. You know what I'm saying? So, and I have to say the same thing for even. Well, I ain't gonna lie. When it first came to me, I tried to. Me and my partner had a couple fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my wife walking outside like. Nigga, y'all all right? So we about to go to blows. I'm trying to defend this gospel with every Paul letter that I know.
Come on,
and I'm gonna tell you the one difference ultimately that I felt that was probably a little different from him was that I felt the Most High drawing me away from the construct of the four walls of the church. I felt him pulling me away. You know what I'm saying? And that's no lie. Like to a point, like I said, this was in the middle of COVID, so I literally was searching for the Most High for myself. You know what I mean?
And when I came into it, I'm an assistant pastor.
Okay. Wow. These stories.
So like, I preached my last sermon on Sunday morning church service, July 2019, with my fringes on.
Right. And I know
that my last Sunday morning preaching at the church, fringed up, and after that, I was out.
This monologue, did anybody that was there receive what it is that you had to say? I mean, did anybody come ask you any questions? Did anybody ask you what are those things on the end of your shirt?
At the end of the day, Kiing, I ain't gonna lie to you, they still coming. I mean, we seeing a product right here. We seeing and I'm not gonna lie to you, it's like countless. I ain't gonna say countless, but it's at least a good.
No, it's countless. It's gonna be countless.
It's a good plus size amount of brothers that's in the truth. At least a tenth in this truth. I'm not gonna lie and say that I don't wish I did some things different, because the name that I had in the gospel arena, good big time gospel artist, Billboard chart, and like everybody knew who you were. Right. But that zeal caught on. Like I didn't ease into the truth. I fought my brother behind closed doors, but once I received it, once I got it and started studying, oh no, I'm friends up tomorrow.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that I haven't even told him. and this is the honest truth. I've had people come to me about him, asking me questions to understand what he's on, asking, is he crazy? What's he on? Asking scriptures and stuff like that. And I'm like, we ain't gotta make this weird. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm not the Most High, so I give the word, I give the seed, and I let it be, because I may not be the one to water, he may not be the one to water. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm gonna let it be what it is. But like, people come to me and they were like, "What's Monolog talking about? That's your homeboy, right?
You should know."
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I can tell you, but like, I'm not gonna make this uncomfortable for you, because I take this to heart. Wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. I take that to heart.
People who love music and say that they not gonna listen to either one of y'all, it's not the music that they rejected, it's the message that they rejected. If you love music, you gonna listen to what y'all talking about. You dig what I'm saying? You gonna, I don't care where you at, what you doing in your life. If you love music, you can listen to any one of you guys. But stories are so similar. This is my cousin. Facebook, same thing, posting. You know what I'm saying? Sure he could tell it better than me. That brother had to do the same thing that you did, brother. What is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Did the same thing with him. I was also preaching in the church. It was not until I left the church under the doctrination of the church that I was able to receive the truth, man. Church is sorcery to me. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, I'm not, bashing none of my Christian brothers or anything like that, but church is, it's another form of education in this construct.
We got to understand that indoctrination is made even if the people who indoctrinate you aren't the inventors of the indoctrination. So like, even I tell people all the time, like, I didn't grow up like we from down south. We from Atlanta. Like we didn't grow up. Our churches, we didn't grow up in teaching lawfulness. None of that. No. We grew up thinking, bro, you over here messing with this sister, and Christ come back. Yeah. In hell, you're gonna lift up your ass.
Fire and brimstone.
So yeah, we were taught there was a certain way to live. But we did think maybe this dietary was done away with. But the sins that no, they were sin. We weren't taught you could just live however. No, we were non-denominational, but it really holiness. It was like holiness Pentecostal, you know what I'm saying? So we was taught, no, bro. No, we believe that you've been living in this church, you've been going to church 20 years, you love the Lord, woo-de-woo. And one day you driving down this street and an 18-wheeler just so happened to be coming down the wrong way on this street. And you look up and say, oh, right before they hit you. And then they hit you head on. You ain't get a chance to repent for saying, oh, you're going to hell.
That's what.
So like we grew up that way. So we weren't taught lawfulness. Lawlessness. We want to talk lawlessness, but it was not according to knowledge, man. So, like I said, we're a firm believer, and that's why I was saying I hate that I took the route that I did. All praise to the Most High for getting me where I'm at.
Absolutely.
And like you said, how many people? No, we still bringing them in. We still got all praise to the Most High.
Y'all got a spirit about yourselves, man. That's real. You know what the streets say, man. Real recognize real.
We gonna be 100.
Yeah, exactly.
But also at the end of the day, I think Israel and we've since fixed that, but I can admit that coming into the truth, we made enemies out of people that you didn't have to make enemies out of.
Exactly.
They was 90% on what you was. Well, I'm gonna say they was 80% on what you was on. They ain't believe we was Israel, but they thought we had to live a certain way. They didn't recognize who the enemy was, but no, these is things we can have conversations with. Yeah, they thought we can eat whatever the heck we want to because they think Paul said this, but they're living. Most of the Christians that I know are living
the best
what they think the Bible says.
Right.
And we can't act like if you read some of these scriptures verbatim, King James, without doing any further research. It do sound like it's saying, bro, you can eat this, so you can eat that. Everything
one
good.
of the most misunderstood. He's so misunderstood that Peter even said.
That's why 2 Peter chapter 3, he gave us that warning. And guess what? We never heard that warning in Christianity.
Never.
I
hate to cut this, man, but you gotta know, you already know. You done been on the show too, man. This brother came on the show. It was his show when he came on the show. That brother personality just took over the show.
I'm sorry,
One thing I love about my brother, man, like he's transparent, he's open, he's always him. He's been this way, and this is before y'all even knew him.
Right.
He's been this way since day one.
Real quick, we got King VII information. Monolog, you done stepped in the building. Go ahead and tell us where we can find your music, man.
Hey, man, Monolog, Magad, man, on all platforms, bro. That's all social medias, all music platforms. That's Monolog, Monolog, Magad, Magad, man. Y'all be on the lookout for new music, bro. New everything on the way.
Already. And y'all done heard it here at the Truth Be Told Flex podcast. I love the way we ended this with King VII, Monolog, Magad.
Ended with a bang.
Brothers, I know y'all gonna close the house down tomorrow at the Drip and Sip. It's been really, really great sitting down.
Wait to see what happens tomorrow.
Y'all gonna be hearing back from us. Y'all gonna be hearing back from us as well, man. So may the Most High continue to bless y'all. Y'all have safe travels back to Atlanta after everything is done up here. So, hey, man, just want to say thank y'all. Thank you, man. All right,
Shalom.